Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Venom, issue 15, legacy number 180. Written by Cullen Bunn, illustrated by Iban Coello, with Alberto, Alburquerque, and Roberto Poggi. Colored by Mossa, lettered by VC's Clayton, Cowles, assistant editor Danny Kazem, edited by Devin Lewis, executive editor Nick Lowe. So this Dreamstone that was given to Eddie has changed again into more medieval looking armor, and Jack-o'-lantern, who also has a Dreamstone, is fighting against him, and it gets a bit silly. There's a lot of action, but Jack-o'-lantern backs off for no apparent reason, only for some fire creatures to come out, a couple of peons, and they go after some civilians, and Eddie has to try and fight them off. Why Jack-o'-lantern wouldn't use that to his advantage is a mystery for the ages, but then that somehow makes Eddie remember what he's supposed to be doing and gives him control over the Dreamstone again, and then he tries to get creative and uses the Dreamstone in a way that he thinks the witch wouldn't have anticipated, and somehow he's able to defeat Jack-o'-lantern that way, and they just sort of both forget about the Dreamstones and just move on with their day, I guess. And Eddie finds his way back to Dylan, and that just sort of wraps itself up somehow, and then things kind of return back to the normal storyline, I guess. This is a very forced interlude, and it's really obnoxious. I really hate when they interrupt main titles for these crossover events that clearly have nothing to do with the main storyline and were never alluded to. There was no build-up, just boom, you're in the middle of a crossover because it's necessary for us to make a cash grab. And Marvel's been doing that since Secret Wars 2. Overall, I thought the story was, at best, mediocre. The remnants of what happened to these Dreamstones will probably never be touched on ever again, but I don't think this is a particularly entertaining story. I didn't like the art, it's way too anime style. The fire creatures looked kind of cool, I guess, and Eddie's knight armor looked okay. It looked like something out of Skyrim, but overall the story was kind of pointless. It didn't really go anywhere. This is back issue bin material. This isn't something I'm gonna hunt down. It's something I'm gonna pull out of a dollar bin and just never read again. Something to kill a few minutes. So if you're looking to do something like that, yeah, it'd be worth grabbing for $1, but beyond that, it just wasn't particularly entertaining. It wasn't exciting. All the action beats were kind of missed, and I thought they were a little slow going. So every chance it had to build tension was just kind of sloughed off and forgotten about. There were no real stakes other than a handful of civilians, and even that seemed kind of forced. Like, okay, we need something to move the plot along slightly. Here's some random civilians that just showed up out of nowhere. So I don't think it was a particularly good story. It was just kind of tepid and mediocre. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, but I'm not going to revisit it. So if you find it in a dollar bin or something like that, then yeah, I would say check it out. Beyond that, I don't think it's worth hunting down. It wasn't particularly interesting, and the War of the Realms storyline was not very compelling. So I'm looking forward to getting back to the regular storyline and moving on with my day from this nonsense. It just was pretty forgettable and mediocre. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links to my Patreon, Streamlabs, and Teespring store are in the description. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.